As we do see, then the second map being chosen by KT, it is going to be Tomb of the Spider Queen. Now, we did see this in their first matchup as well. Once again, KT were able to take it. It's the only time it is their one win on this map, as they have one win and one loss on it right now.
Okay, so Tomb of the Spider Queen coming out. Draft is beginning. And I will say this, Tetcher. The Korean StarCraft 2 pro gamers that I spoke to, they felt that cheesing is best done mid-series or at the end, rather than at the beginning. Everyone is fresh before the first game. They are alert, they have full concentration, they've done their mental legwork. But it is in the middle and the end of the series where everyone gets a little bit more flustered, a little bit more stressed, that a cheese can catch you off guard, especially after displaying a regular gameplay in the first game. So, something to think about maybe for Heroes of the Storm as well.
So, Malthael becoming the first ban. Still an exceptionally strong hero. He took a couple nerfs a while ago. I don't believe he was nerfed in the most recent patch.
Yes, Malthael was nerfed in the recent patch. 10 less extra armor from the level 13 Ethereal Existence physical armor. That means you can get 10 armor per hero, but only up to 4 heroes will give you extra instead of 5, 40 instead of 50. And also a percentage damage nerf to his trait. He used to do 2.5% max health damage to everyone who he puts his Reaper's Mark on. Now it's going to be 2.25%. So little nerfs, and Malthael still apparently regarded as being strong here by HGC China, by WKG, who do play on the live patch.
As is Genji, who has been banned out consistently in China almost every single game. And has also not seen a huge amount of nerfs recently. He saw one about 2-3 patches ago now.
Yeah, a little bit of shuriken and dodge nerfs, but also a buff to Dragon Claw. And overall, still a very relevant hero. And the thing about HGC China, the Chinese teams have always been very good at melee assassins like Illidan, Zeratul, and, you know, Genji is not melee, but he plays that kind of role where great execution, aggression, and good judgment can get you a lot of value. So expect to see that kind of thing coming out more. And no surprise to see Genji getting banned.
Yeah, and a reminder here, guys, this is the live patch, but Stukov is not allowed. No hero is ever allowed on the after it's been released for 2 weeks. This is to ensure that all bugs are found, give time for balance patching by Blizzard. So
and also give time, of course, for all the teams to get used to that hero. You could say that it's equal for both teams, but also what you can say is that 1 day, 4 days, 6 days, it's not enough to fully know a hero. It won't be as good of a match quality allowing those heroes. So yeah, 2 weeks grace period after an official release, and then HGC teams can sink their teeth into that hero.
Indeed. So, no Stukov, no Admiral Stukov. Come back in 2 weeks' time, and we will hopefully be able to see him then. For now, it is an Uther Stitches opening for KT. I like it. That is savage in terms of lockdown ability if they are able to hit someone. And of course, Ariel not having an access to a cleanse.
Yeah, of course, Ariel does get paired up with a second support sometimes, as we see. And she has Crystal Aegis, her saving heroic, on the same cooldown as Cleanse, but it's not ideal to have to use that for a hook. Let's see how that plays out. Stitches Uther themselves are a great pairing, great synergy. You've got the point and click stun. Few heroes in this game have a point and click stun.
Yeah.
In fact, no one except Uther anymore, I think.
One of the heroes here actually does. Stibbles technically does have a point and click stun.
Yeah, but it's somewhat a skill shot because you need to push someone into a wall, so direction matters.
Technically his E counts, right?
It is a point and click, but you do need to go into a wall. Whereas,
no, I mean his E. Overpower.
Yeah, I mean, it's not really a stun, is it?
Phase?
It does say that it's a stun, yeah. Because it says after overpower stun finishes, apply the slow if you choose the slow, but it's mostly a stun while they're in his arms. Like they're stunned that they're in his arms, but after that there's not a long period where they can't do anything.
Yeah, so it is a point and click stun, just not a long one.
Yeah, I guess so. So,
Okay, if it interrupts, I like to think if it interrupts strafe, it counts.
Yeah, okay. Sure. Sure enough. Tychus gets banned out here. He's great against Diablo. Big health pool, so Tychus can deal a lot of damage in that sense against Diablo.
Does Zul still have Titan Killer?
Zul does not have Titan Killer anymore, no. He gets Executioner at level 13, but it competes with the Cursed Strike. What was the 13 again? Attack speed increase. So very quick Cursed Strike, up to 75% bonus attack speed. Either way, damage talents for auto attack at level 13. At 16, Zul nowadays has the Bone Spear. He gets the Vulnerable Bone Prison. And he gets... what was the last one? One more. He's so new, so we're still catching up to it. Anubarak comes out. Newly nerfed Anubarak. And Nazebo.
Indeed, that's a potential for an aim for the late game here. They've got not a huge amount of burst damage to follow up on the Stitches hooks right now. I'm interested to see what their last pick is, unless they plan for a hook rather than a spirit, which I consider to be a bit unlikely. Wukong, they've left themselves open actually to go for a Cho'Gall here.
Oh yeah. You ban... Oh! Wow, they banned 2 percentage-based damage dealers, and they took Ariel. Actually, I think you might be right, and you know, maybe that's why KT picked Anubarak as well. Cocoon is a 2 for the price of 1 on Cho'Gall.
It is. So here's the question. Can they play it? Is this what they were planning? We will find out shortly. And KT, that's the thing. If they go for a percentage damage dealer like one of the Giant Killers that's left, not a huge amount of them have the burst that they would like to really follow up on that Stitches hook, so they would be down like that combo.
There we go.
There it is.
You called
it. Coming in at the as the final 2 picks for Wukong Gaming. Now, what can KT do to deal with this? Falstad could be viable because he has a Giant Killer, and you can still take a Boomerang to actually try and burst down people who are caught in the hook.
Yeah, Gorge, Cocoon is 2 for the price of 1 on Cho'Gall. Both of those things. It just makes so much sense how WKG constructed this. They remove those 2 threats and they pick Greymane. I mean, it couldn't be any more obvious, I guess. Even though I didn't see it yet. But like when
it's like it's all you expect it to be counterbanned.
Yeah, but you know this region as well. Like you saw it coming.
I mean, in all regions, everyone expects it to be counterbanned. That's the thing. Just looking at the draft, and you're like, oh, they've probably like got all the percentage damages left. No, they just got out drafted. This is such the weird thing about Wukong. Ever since the first week, ever since they got their new substitute in, their drafting has gone from quick match to this is really good drafting. They always are really solid in terms of drafting. There is that false set as the final pick. Okay. And yet they're still going to find a way to lose the game.
Alright, so let's see if that's true, Thatcher. We're here in Game 2 of the Best of 2. First match of today's broadcast here, 12th of July in HGC China. Phase 2 has begun in earnest for them as well. And Wukong, without any map wins yet in the current season of HGC China, now have got a pretty cool draft once again. But on the other side, we've got KT with an epic isolation comp. You've got Hook, Gorge, Cocoon, and Gust. Anytime you Cocoon or Gorge someone, if you Gust the rest, that one is going to have very little help for a while, and they can work on trying to take him down. Do they have enough damage? I think they might. Triple stun between Uther and Anubarak, Falstad's auto attack and spells, and then Nazebo spells. It looks pretty good here for KT, even though we have the perfect comp for Wukong.
Indeed we do. And I have a quick question for you. How does Resurrect, and I know that's already a terrible way to start the sentence, but how does Resurrect interact with Diablo's trait? Will she just not be able to revive him if he dies of 100 souls?
Yeah, I don't think you can, because it immediately starts the 5-second timer, and Resurrect takes 5 seconds.
Yeah, so it's probably not available. That would be a cool counter, though. If you were able, a cool way to work around that. If you were able to take Resurrect and it would stop the 5-second revive timer, and revive Diablo with 100 souls.
Oh, yeah, I do. Yeah, that's pretty cool if that would work.
It would be
Wow.
neat, but I don't think that's how it works. We are super zoomed in for
T-Tours!
T-Tours from the Chinese production. But, ladies and gentlemen, we are now loading into the Tomb of the Spider Queen. Our second or third, I think, Cho'Gall of HGC China. The last one being a triple angel comp, but this one's still running with the Ariels, who still get that double energy.
Alright, Tetsu, let's do this. The show is on the road. We're going to see the second map between these two, after which we've got 3 more matches today. It is breaking out in earnest. HGC China, map 2 between WKG and KT. Here we go.
So, spawning on the left-hand side, it is going to be Wukong Gaming with Ailing, Laohu, Zero, Moon, and Lang. And also a pleb horse. Shame, shame, shame.
There's humility in it, and he is lifting that horse. On the other side, we've got KT with Dai, Neptune, Fury, Ink, and Butcher.
Close.
Seeing.
Seeing and T-Die. There's an extra T in there.
Oh.
Hidden away.
Oh.
I know, they're Chinese names. Toad Zevo coming in at level 1 from KT as we move in. Welcome to China, Grubby. I hope you enjoy your stay.
I
Zero
do
takes
believe
good damage. Zombie Ball is dropped on Lang. It's able to sustain through.
I do believe I shall. Toad Zevo, of course, is going from the 3 Toads to the 5. It is good against hard engaged teams, good against predominantly melee teams, and it's good if you want to break with tradition, the spider build. As the Chinese talents, sometimes they are quite differently picked, like you said, from the rest of the world.
Yes, they are. They like their unique stuff here. We're going to see a Nubarak in the solo lane versus Greymane, while everyone else gets the rotations. And I would like to point out that the Cho'Gall's name is 1. As Ariel locks down the zombie wall, does body block. Can they finish her off? No energy is available. Heal!
Oh
Lang
my.
didn't even need it, actually. He was fine, but he does get out. Zero might not be so lucky. Cho'Gall with the tackle to body into place himself in between the enemy team and his ally, protecting them, but as such, he himself is now in danger. But he survives too. Great job by Wukong surviving these fights so far.
Yeah, great saves there from that zombie wall. Of course, a lot of hope is being generated for Cho'Gall and Ariel, because both Cho's and Gall's damage is added as hope energy meter for Ariel, so it is a wonderful pairing. That's why we're so excited about this draft. I have to be a little bit critical about some of the micro moves here, though, for Wukong Gaming. Anytime they get caught by a zombie wall, they push up against the wall like a mime actor, rather than... Oh, what? That looked weird. It looked like the hook wouldn't connect, and then it did. Did
Hook
he...
does
Wait,
that sometimes.
did he queue into it, Cho'Gall?
No, that was just a slight delay. Hook does that sometimes.
But anyway, you can kill the zombie wall. You can kill 1 or 2 zombies, break your way through, and you will take less damage doing so. Or if you're not going to break the zombie wall, don't walk up against it. Just like, they get their auto attacks off. Stand in the middle, stand a little bit to the edge.
Yeah,
Anyway,
now
they did make it out
Ailing
without
is,
death.
Ailing, he realized that he was in trouble, so just turns around and gets a kill. He's going to disengage. Can he actually get out? He might. No, T-Dye's in position. Good block there. Coming in with the stun. And Seeing does not fall. So close.
Wow.
One tried with that last Q there. Nice attempt overall, but not happening this time.
Now, anytime you're in a 1 versus 3 and you get a kill, like Greymane just did for Wukong Gaming, you're okay in my book. That is an okay expenditure of your life here, if you're gonna die anyway. So great job there, taking out Fury on the Valstad. Interesting Uther build, by the way. Holy Shock by T-Dye with the level 1 Beacon of Lights as well. That gives him mana reduction and range increase on Holy Light after preventing X amount of damage ticks. Not going for the increased duration on armor with that Wave of Light talent at level 1, which is super meta all around the world. Full Q build.
Oh, Falstad flipped in, not able to finish off the kill. Zero. Nice engagements, but not unable to finish the job here. And that's the thing, one right now, the Cho'Gall has been staying on the Gall damage trait, basically constantly. Very rarely actually using the armor.
Yeah, generally armor gets used far less by effective and experienced Cho'Gall players. They wanted 25% bonus damage to spell power from Gall and the armor only in the most dire of circumstances, and then hopefully to switch back soon. And the cool thing with Ariel, the more damage you deal as Cho'Gall, the more health you get. So in a way, offense is the best defense.
Yeah, it's a cool strategy doing it. Once again, Diablo just hyper aggressive, putting on the pressure to seeing as Gall continues to poke it down. Fury in position, potentially looking for a round 2 against Ailing, get some revenge for the last time. But Ailing playing a little bit too far back this time.
Yeah, Anub'arak not with the very best push power in the world, but he does get a few beetles, which end up saving a lot of HP on structures. He's an okay solo laner, he fits the bill, he has an escape, he can set up for when his allies come and gank his opponents, he gets that stun to be able to make the gank work. Now the turn-in has been made, and it is the blue web weavers as the Cho'Gall team, WKG, Wukong Gaming, get the first turn-in, and let's see what they can do with it.
Dude, Nazeebo in a little bit of trouble here, and this is the issue with the Toad build Nazeebo. If everyone's up in your face, he's not going to get a huge amount of value out of that Toads of Hugeness talent that he took at level 7, and right now, everyone is at every potential opportunity trying to get off with his grill as Dibbles comes in, finds Stitches this time, Zombie Wall is dropped, and Stitch is able to escape. Fury, not so lucky though, Ailing outplaying the Falstad once again.
Yeah, 2-0 for the Greymane against Falstad. Ailing getting Fury, once again like you said, and that is amazing. You get the team fight during the Web Weavers. If you get one kill, it secures you so much additional structural damage. The mid fort is going to be going down. Wukong Gaming takes the lead, and if I didn't know any better, I would say that their first map may be just around the corner, Tetsu. Their first map victory in this league.
It may be indeed. They are putting on some crazy pressure right now. They're about to hit their level 10, but this is a situation we find familiar. Finally, Fury and Neptune able to get some revenge on that pesky Greymane, but Zero with that extra charge range, moving all the way in and taking out Neptune. Now One trying to look for Fury here. The Runic Bomb does land. Good tackle damage. And even with their level 10s though, they are unable to finish off the kill.
So, huge lead for Wukong Gaming. Time to boss?
Yeah.
Time to go for the boss?
Well, they're right now hovering around the middle of the map. They have some gems, I can't see. It's something 424. There we go. The scream's in the middle of it. Right now, Cho hasn't picked his heroic, and that makes me both excited and nervous, because Upheaval, which is what's picked, is an amazingly fun combo with Apocalypse and, of course, Twisting Never. But it's such a risky pick because you can put yourself in serious danger with that.
Yeah, it's a little bit harder to make it work as well. You're basically pulling in a triple frontline team into your own support, into Ariel, so there's some risk. And also, if you use it wrongly, use Apocalypse into Upheaval, then Apocalypse is going to miss spectacularly. So synergy will be key. Sometimes it was a little bit off in map 1 where Wukong had the huge lead and ended up falling down, but if they can get their synergy right, it can be oh so powerful.
Yeah, and I don't agree with this choice. They're ahead. Why would they take the riskier talent? I don't understand. They could have just played a lot safer. Diablo trying to flip Neptune there, but Neptune's just out of his range, and it is going to be a turn-in coming in for KT, getting their own web weavers this time.
Now, although you're a level ahead, you're on equal talents, you do have all your heroics available though, and you're 2 forts ahead with decent map vision. I would say it's not quite a blunder, but it is a mistake for Wukong Gaming to give away a turn-in with the 32 gem Stitches while KT is spread around the map. KT should not be able to pay unless they bring all 5 of their members to bear upon a central location. Getting a sneak turn-in like that is a great play by them, but Wukong Gaming dropped the ball as they were right next to them in the mid lane and did not attempt an interrupt at least even once. Now they lose Greymane, and this could be the beginning of the turnaround here for KT as they get the Web Weavers and they have the 5 versus 4. A very mirrored situation from what Wukong Gaming was just able to accomplish.
The difference is, though, KT picking up lots of kills here. The Cocoon is down on Cho'Gath. In comes Diablo with the Apocalypse. Gets several members. Upheaval, twisting them. Denied. What? He pulls him in with the Gorge. And out he comes. Twisting them is still active. Getting the slow, which is going to be attempted to use as an escape here. One is healed up, hooked back in, and taken out. And that fight was all over the place. But KT do come out ahead.
Yeah, the Twisting Nether, I'll give you this much. It killed the zombie wall, which led to his escape. But I saw Cho'Gath kind of darting back in there. He should have turned on the armor trait, get away as far as possible from present location. And I do believe with Bursting Light, Ariel might have been able to save him if he moved it a little bit differently. But the Giant gets toppled. He falls down as Uther completes his level 1 quest.
Yeah.
And another Web Weaver here for KT, back to back.
Indeed, Dan, that is good. I had no idea that Gorge kept Twisting Never up. That's interesting and cool.
It's due to the duration. I think Twisting Nether can last up to 8 seconds. And that's why Gorge with the 3-4 second isolation will still bridge only part of it.
So we're seeing KT pushing in here. Twisting Never will be up in 2 seconds. So they do have an opportunity to attempt that wombo again. Because this time it was just... Apocalypse was already used. Diablo, a little bit of trouble, was hooked in. There's the Gorge. Can they finish him off with the isolation here? We're seeing a Nubrak try to zone the rest of the team.
He turned around!
Upheaval pulling him in. Twisting Never for the slow is denied by the Cocoon. But the Cocoon being killed off by Zero. Apocalypse is dropped. Gust is used. And it's a full disengage, hooking him back in, Never, as we see Falstaff getting the Divine Shield, keeping himself alive, as one having to retreat here. The Zebo dropping some crazy damage output onto him, and a lot of hustle and bustle with no substance, no one dies.
Yeah, a lot of mistakes on both sides that actually lead to a kind of hilarious team fight. From the hook, please get your 5-man Twisting Nether explosion on us to get that slow and the damage. From gorging, and then disgorging in the wrong place. He walked to the zombie wall, but because he clicked in the zombie wall, Stitches tried to path there, couldn't, and he turned around and he spat him out in the safe side. So a lot of funny things happened there. Apocalypse wasn't available as Cho'Gath did his wombo, so that was not available. And then the Cocoon, of course, on Cho'Gath. The isolation for KT is strong in Gorge, Gust, and Cocoon, but they can mis-execute as well.
Yes, they can. It's a whole lot of craziness, and once again, though, Apocalypse used before Cho'Gath did the wombo. Like you said, it was used right at the start to try and zone out from the Cocoon, so that Cho'Gath would have a good opportunity. In comes the flip onto Neptune. Upheaval completely whiffed, and Cho'Gath eats a lot of toads for his trouble.
Oh wow, yeah, Upheaval. 60 seconds cooldown is gone. It is now chain staggered together with Apocalypse, which will be back in 10 seconds. Turn in.
They're going for it. Stitches hook, not
they
landing.
Got it.
There's the turn in for Wukong Gaming. Going to put some pressure onto the top lane's the only one with a fort left in it, so they're likely going to push any lane that isn't that, because the Web Weaver should be able to do some damage there.
Okay, level 14.5 versus 15. Wukong Gaming is going to get an opportunity to fight, and I think they should. Fighting right now is the perfect time. Good call by them, because they want to buy time for their Web Weavers. And as long as they take a fight that they do not lose, the Web Weavers will do ever more. They're pushing mid to buy time for top to kill the fort, and the Gorge.
Dear. Kill that wall. No, Gus completely denied the gate kill. Twisting Never is used, but is delayed by the Aegis. Cho'Gath's killed off. Diablo's now out of position as well, getting focused down. He will drop too, and a Cocoon. They're going to get another one. Grave gets a kill, though, into the backline. Goes for T-Die as well. Breaks the Cocoon on his way out, but caught in the zombie wall. And this is going to be a full 5-man team wipe by KT. But Diablo is already back.
Yeah, Diablo with the 100 souls will come back right away. KT started that fight with the Gorge on Cho'Gath, got him behind the gate, and from that moment onwards, Wukong Gaming had a choice. Try to save, or don't try to save. And notably, Ariel did not get gusted away, but she did the Aegis right away, before healing first. She could have waited half a second, first heal, then Aegis, then heal again, and maybe that buys enough time to bridge that zombie wall to get a little bit of extra health, but They could have also chosen to just let Cho'Gall go. I know it's a tough choice, but it's only been made worse now. Had they backed off, they would have still gotten top 4. They would have gotten level 16. But as it stands, KT did a great job getting that hook on Cho'Gall with the Gorge. The Gorge is a point and click, but it's so important to hit hook under those circumstances, and they did so very well.
Yeah, they're doing a really good job getting themselves back. They've been ahead, actually, for a while now. They've just been losing to turn-ins quite a bit. But now KT putting on the pressure. Got their own web weavers coming in here. Nazeebo, by the way, took Superstition. Not going for the Ice Block. And that's fair enough. The only real auto-attacker is Greymane, who seems to be putting a lot of focus onto Falstad as some kind of personal vendetta. And there is the factor that Cho did not pick the Hammer of Twilight. Instead went for that Upheaval, so missed out on a lot of auto-attack damage. Zero focused down. The Cocoon is allowing no help from Cho'Gall. Gust is used to tame and strike a little bit slow here. And now Cho needs to try and escape Aegis.
Molten Block, Twisting Nether.
Back. So many things happening. One, here comes the Upheaval, and he blocks his own escape route with that, and Cho'Gall gets taken out.
Yeah, Cho'Gall removed from the game. Divine Shield is still available, so is Gorge. Just a small note there, Nazeebo does have Ice Block. The talent that's special that you're seeing is Harvest Souls, the level 16 talent.
Yeah. I was looking at the wrong talent.
In a decent area around Nazeebo, when you cast Harvest Souls, you get spell power for every hero around you, which I've always seen as the Plague Toads build talent synergy, but I've never taken it. It's always that spider colony, but he says, yes, I will take it. I want to do massive damage with my spiders. I don't want to upgrade my with my toads. I don't want to upgrade my spiders because I am a full toad Zeebo and I want them to hit like a veritable truck. So
there's a good chance you're going to be surrounded by enemies here because it's each nearby enemy hero. Cocoon dropped onto Cho as they try to focus Diablo again. Slowing him down. Lots of CC being dropped with the rewind, and Cho'Gall now is the focus. He delays with Molten Block. And is. And there we go. We're seeing KT moving on to the core with Cho'Gall and Diablo both dead, even gorging the Greymane to try and kill him off as well. Can they finish him off? Yes, they can. And this is going to be GG. KT taking a 2-0.
I must say, very nicely done by KT. I'm really liking the Nazeebo build as well as the synergy here. The zombie wall has never looked more scary to me than in this game, as Gorge and the setup of stuns really made zombie wall like a fully fledged, powerful crowd control ability. It's been hard to break out of it for Wukong Gaming here. Again, a strong showing on the whole by Wukong Gaming, but lacking in some of those crucial moments. They will fall 0-2, but another nice learning experience for them. KT take the victory 2-0 by just playing better.
Indeed they do. And I agree with you that the Soul Harvest, very interesting build, especially considering that Nazeebo was being delivered into the full 5-man team via Upheaval a lot. So he basically got always a full value Soul Harvest. Very cool to see from KT, very refreshing considering the first game where they were looking a little bit shaky, to say the least. Yeah, but well, they will be advancing anyway, KT. Maybe slightly rattled. I don't know how you take a victory like that in their case, because their early game was a little weak, is what I'm trying to say. KT does have more to work on. It's important that when you win in such a manner that you have the maturity and the experience to look at that match and say, all right, just because we won doesn't mean that we played everything perfectly. There's more to work on as we advance into the next of Phase 2 here. We've got more matches coming up. Yes, we do. We will be seeing an MVP, though, before we head to our break. But we can still talk about the next match. The next match of today is going to be SOA, aka Start Over Again, versus RPG, the team that we still don't know the acronym for, despite the very long time of watching now.
I know an acronym for RPG, but of course I don't know if that is...
I doubt they are role-playing gamers.
Yeah.
They're real-life gamers. They're not even role-playing games. We had a theory, because their old team shirts, the ones before their current logo, had a rocket ship on it. So I thought they were maybe rocket-propelled gamers, which I thought would be quite cool, but that logo's gone, so I don't know anymore.
Yeah, we all know about the supersonic rocket-propelled... Oh my god. We know all about those rocket-propelled gamers. It's it's the new thing now. It's not.
It really is.
So I don't know where that comes from, but anyway, here is the MVP as chosen by the HGC production team there. KDA, C-Inc. Yeah, he did great for KT. A much more confident victory here for KT. 18 versus 4 in takedowns, 5 versus 2 in towers, and 3 level lead.
Indeed. Also, I like the little touch of having the Cho'Gall in the correct position down in the bottom left there.
Oh yeah, nice.
It's always those little touches that I like. But yeah, KT much more dominant this time, despite once again being behind in the early game. Wukong are kings of the early game. I don't think anyone has actually, since they've got their new roster, beaten them in the early game. But everyone beats them in the late game, it seems.
I mean, I feel like if you've always played bad on the whole, there's not much to learn. But as soon as you've got a good early game, you can transition out of that. It may sound basic or overly simplistic, but you truly do not earn the right to go to the late game. If you don't have the match experience yet, now you can start earning it. Now you can say, okay, actually, I would much rather have a good early game team that doesn't do the late game well yet. That's something you can learn with experience. Whereas the other way around, if you have good late game, but not a good early game, that can be a little tough, because that is a mechanical failure usually. Like their mechanics, their early game, their aggression is all good. And now they just need to expand on their knowledge, which, anyway, I think that's easier.